All right, well, Sean, Netflix is under fire for a controversial new film called Cuties, which GOP lawmakers say is sexualizing children. You know, the film follows an 11-year-old girl living in Paris who rebels against her parents to join a dance group. Well, take a look at the cover of the film. And as you can imagine, many people are upset over these provocative images of young girls that you're looking at, who are all elementary school age, by the way. And despite the growing backlash and calls for a boycott of Netflix, it's still streaming on their platform. To discuss, let's bring in Indiana Congressman Jim Banks, who has called on the Department of Justice to bring legal action against Netflix. Congressman, welcome to the show.
Good to be with you.
All right, like I mentioned, you and Senator Tom Cotton have called the Department of Justice to take legal actions against Netflix for this film. Have you heard back from the DOJ?
Sadly, no. But part of us calling for action on this hopefully will get the DOJ's attention. It's been since the 1990s that the Department of Justice has enforced obscenity laws. And this is a case in point in a place where parents all over the country are begging this administration to take notice and do something about this. Other senators and members of Congress have called for investigations, but Senator Cotton and I both firmly believe we don't need an investigation to tell us that this is inappropriate. It's not just sexualizing children, but it's distributing child pornography on the web. It's already hard enough to be a parent. I have an 11-year-old daughter. I have two daughters who are younger than that, and they watch TV in a way that's a lot different than how you and I watch TV at their age. They watch it on devices, they stream it. It's already difficult enough to be a parent, but when you have garbage like this released by Netflix, it makes it even a lot more difficult.
Congressman, there's two issues here, right? The content of what's in the film and then the marketing materials. Netflix apologized for their promotional marketing, saying in part, we're deeply sorry for the inappropriate artwork that we used for Cuties. It was not okay, nor was this representative of this French film, which won an award at Sundance. We've now updated the pictures and descriptions. I don't understand the, well, it's won an award, therefore it must be okay kind of excuse. It's pretty lame. But do you think that the marketing piece of this now updated makes a difference?
Yeah, my children have seen the marketing. They've talked about it. So the apology is absurd. What Netflix should do is take it down. But we're beyond that, Sean. We're at a point where the Department of Justice should bring charges and prosecute this situation, bring charges against Netflix for putting this on the internet to begin with.
So here's the interesting thing. Let's play devil's advocate for 1 second. There are people out there, including folks from Netflix, saying this movie's exposing the problem, not trying to glamorize it, because they're letting you understand the world in which all of this work comes from. Is that a valid thing, that by seeing it we actually understand it better and can be therefore try to root it out?
Yeah, the videos that I've seen so far, I've read a great deal about the movie. They're claiming it's redeeming because the 11-year-old girl leaves the circle of friends that she developed, who were involved in the inappropriate experiences throughout the movie. There's nothing redeeming about that when you're targeting 11-year-old girls who aren't old enough to form, or they aren't old enough to be fully developed in how they approach watching something like this to begin with. But it's not just about children, Sean. It's about pedophiles who are watching this type of material on the internet, being able to freeze screens and then traffic this type of material as well. That's what makes it child pornography. I mean, there are scenes in this movie that are despicable. There's nothing redeeming about allowing children or pedophiles to watch it to begin with.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I tried to watch part of it, and it was actually very difficult to watch. I can't imagine a little girl watching that as well. But I want to show you, Tulsi Gabbard tweeted about this, saying at Netflix, quote, "Children porn cuties will certainly whet the appetite of pedophiles and help fuel the child sex trafficking trade. 1 in 4 victims of trafficking are children. It happens to my friend, 13-year-old daughter. Netflix, you are now complicit. Hashtag cancel Netflix." I know there is a call to boycott Netflix because of this, but Congressman, I mean, you are saying this is child pornography. Why isn't there more outrage? I saw some of the people that have responded to this saying, it's okay, I don't see what all the outrage is.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't have a good answer to that. But I do believe that Americans are by and large very outraged by this. Netflix has lost a lot of money over the last 3 or 4 days as more attention has been drawn to this situation. I hope this is a rallying cry for our culture. I mean, if you recall, the last couple of years we just went through a Me Too movement that tried to bring more respect toward women. As a father of 3 girls, I want more respect to be shown toward women of all ages. I want my girls to grow up in a culture that values who they are. But I hope the next project of Hollywood isn't to normalize this type of sexualization of children. We've had the sexualization of our culture occur over the last generation, but to sexualize children and put it on the internet for anybody to watch it, that's a whole new level of despicable.
Congressman, before you go, I just want to ask you, what's been the response to your colleagues? And is it partisan in terms of the response, or has it been bipartisan?
There hasn't been enough of a response so far, Sean, but I'm very pleased that my friend Tulsi Gabbard from across the aisle, a former colleague of mine on the House Armed Services Committee, a Democrat, I'm pleased to see at least one Democrat speak out. I hope there'll be many more.
Okay.
I hope so. Congressman, thank you so much for being here and all you're doing to hold Netflix accountable for this despicable show that they have on.
Thank you.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to ask our company their thoughts on Cuties, and later meet a California gin owner who's calling out the double standard businesses closing in her city.